Hey, it's the Carlton Brown Foundation show. Hey, I like to always start my show, with a quote from Martin Luther King, because his manifestation of hope was that one day humanity could get out of its own way and realize that love and nonviolence were not indicators of weakness, but they were indicators of great strength, where if people used this and came together, this philosophy, it would move mountains. I have a very powerful show today. The topic that I'm going to speak on is a topic that as a young child, I was very interested in, and it's about change. The first one was the election of the first black president, and the second one is the $5 trillion quantitative easing solution to address what's going on in America, a solution to make our country productive. I want to do a brief reading of this. I'd like you to go to the site. You can go to www.friendsoftheafricanunion.com. You can access this through that page. You can also access it through www.au6.info. Revolutionary, innovative, and prophetic change for the people is what this is. Please go up there. You'll be able to see how this is supposed to be implemented and things like that. I'll get into it in a minute. But first, I want to read you this from the White House website of President Obama. It says, "We the people, the voice in the White House. We the people ask the federal government to propose a new administrative policy of $5 trillion solution which addresses the damage incurred by past and current federal government racism against African Americans." We have did studies across the board, from education to employment to housing to food, you name it, to travel, to access to loans, to you name it. It proves across the board that this needs to be addressed. Even 117 countries in the United Nations ruled in all these areas that America was committing crimes against humanity by targeting a group of people, which they signed an article in the United Nations in 1945, not condoning this type of behavior. Based on the President's answer to the United Nations Universal Periodic Review of the United States of America in 2015, which said civil rights, ethnic and racial discrimination is the #1 human rights problem in the United States of America. #1. Will the president enter into a $5 trillion debt assessments purchase program? Will he? In a public-private partnership that contains the project labor agreement solution called Daniel's IDIQ, which addresses the damage incurred in past and current federal government racism against African Americans. Based on the authority President Obama has by himself with no congressional action, where he can use current quantitative easing authority as a final lasting solution for the fundamental injustice, cruelty, brutality, and inhumanity of slavery. The transatlantic slave trade was a very traumatic event, to where they have did studies, and this damage is so horrific, what has been done to the African American people in this country, that it's in their DNA. You can actually go up there and study it, and you can actually view it. And we need change. And that's what this is about. The Carlton Brown Foundation wants you to know that we can't change the past, but what we can do, we can change the present and the future. Together, we can do that. Together, all things are possible, and we can do this. Go up to the site, get involved, ASAP. We got 30 days. We want to get this done before the next president has an opportunity to come in. Less than 30 days is what we got, and you can be that change that you need to be. We don't need a lot of people. Get up there and check the site out. Carlton Brown Foundation has been on the ground, in the community. I've been out signing petitions. I signed up over 60 people yesterday. I was out for about 3 hours. You should have seen the people in the community. I got a 98% report of people being ecstatic in the community and wanting to know how can they get involved in their future. I talk to young people. I talk to older people. I talk to Caucasian people. Everybody supports this. Everybody supports a change. You know, the things that we are seeing is horrific. And imagine what's happening to our children. You know, we as adults, we can process it. But our children, you know, it's going to scar them for a lifetime. So the quicker that we can get a solution and we can get together and heal our country, we will be on the right track. Go up to www.au6.info. You can get involved. They have a phone number up there. They have a conference call every night at 9 o'clock. You can be that change that you need to be. On Thursday nights, you can get up there. You can talk to Rappin' Tate the Great, Curtis Blow, Most Def, Soul Sonic Force. All these people are something to beat. All these people are in with us. You can go to au6.info. Look at the Unity Tour. Everybody's name is up there. You send your demos, Cincinnati, Ohio. And anybody else who sees this video, you say you got the ability, you say you good, so we're going to give you an opportunity to put food on the table. So what you do is you send your demo to tour, T-O-U-R, at au6.info. We're going to say that again, tour, T-O-U-R, AU, the number 6.info. Okay? You send your demo in, say that you are a part and with the Carlton Brown Foundation. Then you message me on Facebook. I'm on the Carlton Brown Foundation and Solution page. Or you can email me at cbrown@gmail.com. Or you can call me at 513-413-6199. I work for you, right? Then we have the Key Bank agreement coming up soon. So be looking out for that television show, because it's all about the change we can be. You know, I'm a member of the NCRC, the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. We are about that change. We are that new type of leadership that President Obama asked for. In the United Nations Universal Periodic Review, at the same time he gave this speech, in this speech he stated to the people and to the world, 117 countries around the world, we will always have those who think that might makes right. But we're looking for a new type of leadership, a leadership that understands that some things are universal and that we all have them in common. So today, Friends of the African Union, Carlton Brown Foundation, and many like-minded people in this city and around the world are being that change and being that leadership that President Obama called for. Because we are the change we need. We are the love we need. Because whenever we get through, and whenever we get through with all the equations and all the plans on all the solutions, it's going to come down to one answer. Love is the answer. You refuse to love your neighbor, it shall manifest into the world of the living. But hey, we need to get back there. You know, like I said, we can't change the past, but what we can do together is change the present and the future. Remember, we can do that. We can do that together, because it's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. See, one thing about unity, see, what you don't know and what I know can make you better. And what you know and I don't know can make me better. So that's what I mean by together, all things are possible. We can get this solution for our children. Go up to the website, www.friendsoftheafricanunion.com. Please, the children deserve a future free from harm. We deserve change. They deserve it. Give the children an opportunity to have a hopeful and an enjoyable future. And it's within your power to do so, because great responsibility, and we all have that amazing gift. You know, and we was out in the community yesterday. I know I talked to over about 400 people, And it was one of the most gratifying and most accomplished feelings that I could ever have on the inside was to see my people start to have that glimmer of hope in their eye. It was behind their eye. It was in their spirit, and it was beautiful. And it's manifesting today. It's going to manifest through the show. It's going to manifest when I put this up on social media. Because, see, it's about being the change that we see. Go up to the website, get the information, and let's have a conversation about what's on the table, because it's time. They took me into a briefing room a little bit over 2 years ago and trained me about a change that was coming. Not a change we was thinking about, not a change we was hoping for, but a change that is here now. And it's on you to be that change, because the Bill of Rights of the United States says that the power originally falls back to the people. Please give President Obama that ability to be that change that we voted for, because he is him, and he is the only one that will do the right thing. So we need to do this before the election. That's what we need to do. Get up on that site, be informed, follow Carlton Brown. You see the gold seal right here by my name, Carlton Brown or Carlton A. Brown. I have them pages. Go up there. You'll see the seal by the name, right? Let's go to work. Let's be that change, because we got a lot of work to do, right? Because it's about change. And I'm up for it because I've been waiting on this opportunity all my life. You know, I've been all over the country. I've seen people sleeping on the ground in other cities. I just seen some of the I've seen children going without food to eat. And there is something that we can do. We can get on this website at friendsoftheafricanunion.com or www.au6.info and get that information. And there is something you can do. Very simple. Go up there. We need you know, because we have to be that change that we want to be. And it's on us. And, you know, this is like when my mother used to pray for me. And she prayed that one day it would be all right. One day the Lord would make a way out of no way. Right? But this is that day. This is that time. And you have been given that responsibility with me to be the change that the future needs. Not what I need, right? Because it's about the children, it's about the future. That's what the future means. It means the children. The ones who don't have a say-so in the matter. The ones who don't have a choice in the matter. You know, let's represent them, because they are our angels of the world. You know, one day, you know, I want to leave y'all with this and talk to y'all about this, that one day I went on a field trip, and I went to see Muhammad Ali. And he pulled me to the side, and he said, "Hey, young man," he said, "I want to tell you something." He said, "I got the message, and it's just for you." He said, "A wise man once told me that love for others were the keys to the kingdom of heaven within myself. And he told me, if I get lost or forget or I fall down, all I have to do is ask an angel, and I'll know him or her when they speak, because it is an action word. It's something that you do. I'll be able to see them by their actions. It will bear witness to itself what is in front of me and if it's the right way to go." The most powerful and informative instructions of a way of life I have ever received. So today, I'm about that change. I'm about that way of life. Go up on the Carlton Brown Foundation Action and Solution page. You will see me being that change that is required. Remember, I am you, and you are me. And what was that, sir? You know, I want to touch base with you also on the upcoming dates for the My Brother's Keeper and stuff like that, go to My Brother's Keeper of Greater Cincinnati, Ohio on Facebook and be informed. Contact the leadership if you would like to get involved in that particular program, which will also be a great asset to the community. They have a whole curriculum of programs, urban Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, jobs for justice, mentoring programs, and things of that nature, all type of self-help programs. And they're looking for people to step up and claim these positions that they're gonna need you for. So reach out to them, contact Mr. Melvin Williams at United Methodist Gaines Church in Madisonville, or you can contact the secretary, Ms. Wanda Lloyd Daniels, or you can contact the chairman of the Economic Committee, Mr. Herschel Daniels Jr., or you can contact Cincinnati Change, FAU Cincinnati, and things like that, where you can reach Mr. Daniels, Herschel Daniels Jr. Mr. Melvin Williams is a urban line leader for the community. So we want to thank him for his service, and also helping put together the Constitution for the My Brother's Keeper, and also the bylaws. You know, being that chairman, that guide, that steady hand in making sure that the future of the children gets implemented. You know, so we want to commend that whole board of My Brother's Keeper. You know, all the people involved for doing an impeccable job. You know, selflessly of their own free time and things like that. You know, you know, they are a reflection of with a great mind comes great responsibility. They show that with their actions. We want to reach out to all the youth in the community to let them know that there's a new type of leadership in the community. You know, a leadership that has your best interests at heart and is concerned about your future opportunities and are willing to go before the politicians and everyone else to make sure that we can advocate to get that done. That's what the Carlton Brown Foundation represents. That's what Friends of the African Union represents. And that's what My Brother's Keeper of Greater Cincinnati represents. It represents the healing of our city, economically, educationally, and in many other ways that brings people together. Because like I said at the beginning of this show, whenever we get through, at the end of the day, we're gonna find out there's only one answer. And love is the only answer. And you know, that's what I'm about today. You know, it's showing that love that is required in my actions in order to do the job that is necessary in order to bring change to a community which I love. You know, we would like to send out a great a salutation for Mr. Herschel Daniels Jr. for all the work that him and many people did around the world who are noticed and unnoticed, and putting this together, putting together the infrastructure, getting the 5 tasks of ECOSOC completed for the Sustainable Development Goals and the redevelopment of the African diaspora. You know, please go up and Google this. You know, it may sound like a foreign language because you haven't heard of it. The reason I've heard of it is because I've been trained for a little bit over 2 years. So, you know, I've been trained to bring you this powerful message in a way so that you could get it, maybe start to be interested, and maybe comprehend something in order for you to actually go up and input that information into you so that we can become that change that is there. You know, like I had a young man on my show, and I was telling him about this great gift that we all have on the inside, right? And I just showed him just like this. I said, hey, you know, I said, well, you have a gift, right? And if this gift looks up in the sky and sees a star, this will figure out how to get there. It doesn't have a limit to what it can do. All it needs is training and information, and everybody's got one. So you got a new type of leadership in the country now, and a country that's going to invest in that. instead of investing in what you can't do, we're going to invest in you and your human resource management that you have on the inside for future development of our country, our community, and the world, because we are the change we see. That is a consistent message that the Carlton Brown Foundation has promoted consistently for over 2 years. And I have a worldwide reach. I like to send a shout out to all 5 regions of Africa: North, East, West, South, and Central, and the African diaspora, the newly created 6th region created in 2012, which represents all of the people outside of the continent of Africa. I like to send that African diaspora a salutation. I love you, because see, it even includes me, because that's what the African diaspora is. It means if you live in China, we represent you. If you live in India, we represent you. If you're African, if you live in France, if you live in Mexico, if you live in Brazil, it's about change. I like to send a shout out to FAU Dubai. They just came online, which was great news for me, because I'm about that change that is required. And if you change your actions, we are always willing to change ours. So remember, we don't have to be yesterday, because today is here. So you can change your mind, you can do something different, and nobody's going to hold yesterday against you. For today, we need you to be that change that we need. Go to this website, www.au6.info. Please get involved for the children. This is a solution. We need a solution. We know what the problem is. We could debate for 10 years, and we still come up with the same problem. But now we have a solution. Please go up to friendsoftheafricanunion.com and look at that solution. And if you like that solution, and if you think somebody else has a better option, hey, send it to me too. I want to support them too. I want to support that. Because if it's about change, and if it's about helping the people get food on the table so we can take care of our beloved children, I'm all for that. I'm reporting from the news desk today. That's where I'm at. And I promise you that the shows will consistently get better as we get to the point where we can try to get some sponsors where we can beautify the set and we can put their logo up here. So hopefully you people will show everybody that this is a compelling and excellent show, very informative, and excellent topics. And maybe we can get those people to be the change that we need. Because, like I said, we never have to be yesterday. I talked to my mentor today and sent him a salutation. He's working very, very hard. Mr. Robert Lee Harris, the Civil Rights Hall of Fame inductee here, who is a great asset to the community and great mentor to many, and myself included. We'd like to send a shout out to Governing Princess Ukajai in Nigeria. Also to Professor Dr. Mundo Monday, Kehinde Johnson. He is in South Africa right now. He is the Director of Operations for the country of Nigeria. We just want to reach out to our people in these countries. I have met a lot of friends over the last week as I've been on this campaign. And, I like to send a shout out to y'all and thank y'all for reaching back out to me, and let y'all know that I love y'all and I support y'all. And the motto of the Friends of the African Union is that we leave no one behind. And we're not. If you're in the wheelchair, if you're a child, if you're a veteran, we don't leave nobody behind. Women or nothing. The 5 tasks of ECOSOC, everything that we do is 50% men and 50% women. You need to get involved. You need to get informed. That's what Mr. Harris told me when I talked to him and told him I wanted to change my life because I was thinking about doing something different. He told me I need to get involved. You can still keep doing what you're doing, but you need to get involved because it's about networking. I went to college. I paid $55,000, took a double major. And they told me every day to network. They said 75 to 85% of the career opportunities and jobs that you will ever get will not come from a job resume or an application. It'll come from who you know. That's pretty significant. That's 75 to 85%, right? Okay, there's 55 million African people in America. With us, it's probably 98%. How important do you think it is to get to know people so someone can open the door for you? Okay? So, I want to share that information with you. So you shouldn't have to wait until you get to college. You should have a right to know that information immediately. And that's what needs to change. You should get a job based on your opportunities and not based on who you know. Right? So, those are the things that we're working on changing. And like I said, Martin Luther King said it best. He said his manifestation of hope was one day that humanity could get out of its own way and realize that nonviolence and love were not indicators of weakness, but indicators of significant strength. Because if we come together, those mountains will move, and the impossible will manifest. That means come into being into the world of the living. So we just want to make sure that you understand and that we bring you along in a way where you're getting the information required for you to get up there and make an informed decision. Don't make a decision based on your feelings, because if you make the wrong one, you'll regret it. So get up there and make the right one, check out the information, and let's be that change that we need to be. I want to let you know, next week we'll be having a new producer come to the show. I'll bring her on in one of the shows and introduce her, let everybody see her. And then we have a news desk personality coming in where we can maybe try to add a little variety to the show, and that person is spoken word. She has her books and things like that up there, and y'all go check her out. Her name's Amber Nicole. Send her a friend request. And lady is absolutely a great talent. So if anybody can use her services, please contact that lady, man, because she knows how to move a crowd. I'd like to come to you today just to let you know how important that this is. I mean, it's not more important than the first president ever elected as an African American. Was very, very huge. The first time that an African American got elected to president. Well, this is in that same category. This is a $5 trillion solution. Go to www.au6.info. Go to friendsoftheafricanunion.com. Please get involved and do what's necessary. We don't need a lot. Get up there and find out what you can do to be that change that our people and the community and the country needs. I want to leave you with a prayer. And it says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou is with me. He prepareth a table for me, right? And that table is being prepared for you right now. See, what God has for you, He has for you. It's up to you to go get it, because it's not for nobody else. And remember, anything that you put action behind will manifest in your life. That's a gift that we all have. And remember, it's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I love you. You can cut it.